Hello everyone and welcome. In this episode we are going to talk about the request object. In the last episode we have learned about the response object and how to serve different kinds of response. In this episode we will be concentrating on the request object, and we will be basically concentrating on the get method and rate the input query sent by the client. Okay, so let's start. Okay, what I am doing, I am removing all the APIs. So to look our method clean, and let's begin from the scratch. Let's create a very simple API and let's call it search, and it takes two parameters as we know, and it has a request and response. By using the response, what we are doing, we are sending the response that we can send either text or JSON or image, whatever the things we want to send. Okay, what we are trying to do is starting the request. Okay, so if you want to test this API, what we will do, let's start the server. So what we have done, we are creating a search an API that is used for the search. Okay, so how the client will be making a request, I have put a breakpoint here. Let's go to the browser and let's call here from here search. Okay, I think server has not been started. Run and debug. Let's call Node.js. Let's happen REQ. Okay, sorry, there is a double app. Okay, server has been started. Now you can see that the request has been sent here. This we already know. Now let's talk about the request object and how to read the input sent by the client. So how does the request URL looks? It looks like this: localhost 3000 and search. Now in get method, the data, we must know the data is sent as a query parameter, and the data can be like q is equal to, let's suppose we want to search about Node.js. So if you want to read this q as a parameter in ExpressJS, how to read this? It's very simple here, by using query property, and we can assign this to one variable, and this is coming as a JSON object. If you want to learn, if you want to visualize, let's restart the server and let's put a debug point here. Let's make a call here now, search. Now we can see that the request has come, and we can see what is the request query. Since the user has not passed any query parameter, the value of the input object is what? Empty. Now if you make a pass some data like q is equal to Node.js, or user can pass anything. Now the value will be what? Node.js. So it's become what? Ultimately it's become dynamic. Or if the user is passing what? JavaScript, the value is what? JavaScript. So if suppose, can a user send multiple data? Of course he can send, like name is equal to, apart from this, hello world, hello. So we can see there are two variables available. Both the query parameters are available in q and name. We can use for the further operations, like we can create another method like add user, and what we can do, we can read the data like request response. Again here we can read req.query, and let's suppose we want to send the response back. What is the response we are sending? The same response we are sending, the whatever the data sent by the client. So now what are the things we are expecting here? Let's suppose localhost 3000, add user, and username is equal to, let's suppose 1 2 3 ABCD or Sachin, and email is equal to, that is sachin@gmail.com, etc, etc. Let's start the server and let's make a call here, add user, and what we can pass here, username is equal to Sachin or whatever server. And how the two query parameters are separated? They are separated by ampersand. Email is equal to server@gmail.com, and we can pass more data. While is equal to, it must be separated by ampersand 1 2 3 4 5. Now we can see this, the output as a JSON. You can put a debug point here. Now we can see that. Okay, so in summary, we are doing nothing here. We are just using the request query. The request query is the key to read the input request, to read the input data sent in a HTTP GET request. And once the input data is available, we can save it to the database, or we can perform query. It's all up to us, and we can return the response according to that. That's it from this episode. In the next episode, we will be studying the HTTP post request. Thank you.